hello. So, listen, real quick, impromptu YouTube live. I have a message about you being built for this and about the afflictions and the warfare that happens behind the scenes that nobody can see. And so, first, hey y'all. So, I don't have this is look. I done took my earrings off. I haven't eaten yet. I'm absolutely exhausted, but I just felt the urge to kind of talk to you guys. So right now I'm in Atlanta. Shout out to everybody in Atlanta. I'm at the Next Level Speakers Conference. Last year I was a speaker. This year I did a mastermind for them. And I actually came to be in the room because I knew that there was something I needed here. I wasn't necessarily 100% sure what. So I'm jumping on here because as I'm at this conference, guys, this is a real quick impromptu, but I know that if you follow me, right, if you are part of this wealth building ministry, then I know if I don't know anything else about you, if I don't know if you're male, if you're female, where you're from, your age, your nationality, your profession, if I don't know anything else about you, one thing I do know about you, if you follow me, if you're part of our wealth building ministry, is that your goal, one of your goals is breaking generational cycles of poverty. Some of your goals are legacy and wealth building. Some of you are first generation entrepreneurs. Come on somebody, if you can relate to this, if you're a first generation entrepreneur, first generation homeowner, first generation someone thinking outside the box, first generation to go to college, you are the person in your family that is doing something different. Why is that important? Because me, even as a speaker, hey y'all, hey, me even as a speaker, as I'm in this room with other ambitious, successful, highly talented, highly like people that I admire, one thing I think that even social media has had a hard, has made it more difficult is to understand that we are human, Jesus, and we have warfare and struggles. And can you guys hear me and see me okay too? Because I'm just like I just jumped on my cell phone real quick. We have warfare, we have afflictions, we have struggles and challenges just like everybody else. And social media has a really good way of making it seem easy. Oh, Jesus, come on somebody. Making it seem like it's very easy to build a brand. Come on, somebody, that it's easy to go after your dreams. It's easy to live in abundance. It's easy to break that curse. It's easy to build wealth. Guys, can I be real with you? There's a lot of warfare, a lot of afflictions, a lot of challenges, a lot of obstacles. You would be surprised. The conversations I had today, you would be surprised some of the things people are dealing with behind the scenes and they still show up. Somebody put in the comments, if you have dealt with some things, some people are dealing with illness and divorce and death and mental issues and depression and stress and being frustrated. Have you ever felt frustrated? Have you ever felt overwhelmed? Have you ever felt like, Jesus, I want more, I deserve more, I desire more, I have the vision for more, and God, I am trying so hard. And every time I try to build the wealth, I try to start the business, I try to buy the property, I try to relocate my family, I try to retire my spouse, I try to retire my parents, I try to start the nonprofit. Like all of us, we're trying, come on somebody, to do something, and there's always an obstacle. Have you ever felt like there's always something that happens right when you're on the verge, Jesus, of doing something different, right when you're on the verge of that breakthrough, of the miracle, of the outcome, right when you're in that season, come on somebody, of building something magnificent, there's always something that happens. You like, God, you don't see me trying. You don't see me praying, tithing, crying, sacrificing. You don't see me reading, investing, like doing all of these things. Guys, the reason why I'm on here today is because even with all of that, there's people that took that circumstance that are fighting through the same thing as you, and they're still showing up. Now, I'm saying it in a way with love because I don't want you to think that people that are on stages, people that have big platforms, people that have a certain level of success, that life is easy. At every level, we are human. Come on, it is normal to feel overwhelmed. Have you felt overwhelmed before? It is normal to feel frustrated. It is normal to feel like you're trying so hard and like you take 5 steps forward and 10 steps backwards. I want you all to know that that is normal. It's actually part of the process. God is not trying to break you down. He's trying to build you up, which is one reason why being in these rooms is so important. When I tell you, Jesus, the conversations I have with people who are showing up, who are smiling, who are building wealth, and they just lost their job. They just lost their brother or their sister. They're going through a divorce. They went through depression. They just got out the hospital. They spent their last dollar to get here. Come on, somebody. We are going through this together. Life does not stop happening. Jesus, when you start building, to be perfectly honest with you, life usually gets worse. Usually a lot of things, as you start to shift, it's like the universe says, how bad do you want it? Come on, can anybody relate to that? The universe says, how bad do you want it? Son, I need you to handle at this level before I can increase you. Daughter, I need you to be able to handle it at this level before I can increase you. I need you to get that in your spirit, because you would be surprised at people that are smiling, that are showing up. They're on 1 hour worth of sleep. They haven't eaten. They don't feel good. Their feet hurt, like all kinds of stuff. I need you to put it in your spirit that you want to show up for you. The reason why this is important, and one of the things that happened in this room today, I'm at the Next Level Speakers Conference, guys, with people that are peers, people that I've coached, people that have coached me, right? There's all different tiers here. And one of the things that was said today, one of the things that was said today was talent is 10%. Talent is only going to get you 10% of the way. It really does take coaching, training, discipline, consistency, the ability to overcome obstacles, the ability to show up when you don't feel like it, the ability to keep on going when people, Jesus, this is for somebody on here, when people are speaking doubt into your dream, doubt into your vision, doubt into your business, when people are not supporting you, come on somebody, when people are not showing up for you the way that you need them, you can't rely on external motivation. You cannot rely on external inspiration. You cannot rely on people to make you feel good. You have to develop. Somebody put develop in the comments. You have to develop the ability to overcome obstacles and to keep going and to be a self-starter despite what the people and the circumstances are around you. You need to do it happy, do it sad. Do it when you feel good, do it when you don't feel good. Do it when you're tired. You have to develop that, because this is the long game. Come on, so if you really want legacy, if you really want to break that curse, do y'all understand what it means to break a generational curse? I think we say it like it's some kind of fad. I don't know about you, but I am a single mother of 3. I'm a minority female. I was a teen mom. Both of my parents were addicted to drugs. Jesus, I was in foster care and group homes. Do you understand the kind of warfare? Do you understand the kind of work that has to be done to break off those kind of curses? You are out there. When you are breaking a generational curse, that doesn't mean you take a course and it's fixed. You go to a Masterclass and it's fixed. You go to a conference and it's fixed. When you are breaking a generational curse, it is going to take some grit, some discipline, some consistency. My room service here, I ain't even eat, y'all. It's going to take you going above and beyond. It's going to take you staying consistent even when you don't feel like it. Hi, how are you? I'm sorry, y'all. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, can you just put that on the desk right there? Can I leave your chip on here? Yeah, you can put it right there. Hold on, y'all. I didn't plan this, and I have not. Look, this is another takeaway. I have been up since 6 a.m. and I have not eaten anything.
Today's hot, okay?
Okay, thank you so much. Can I leave your tip on here?
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Have a good evening.
You too. Yo, I haven't eaten. My head hurts and I'm on live. My head hurts and I'm on live. I felt so moved because as I was speaking to everybody in the conference today, and I spoke to speakers, I spoke to some people that are in our community, like I spoke to everybody, as everybody was sharing how they got in the room and there were so many things that they were dealing with, it made me realize, it made me realize that we are more alike than different.
I'm sorry, make sure, what's the number?
Oh, $20.
20, okay,
Yes,
thank you very much.
you're welcome. And so it made me realize that we are more alike than different. Come on, somebody. So many of us are dealing with the same exact thing. So look, God is no respecter of persons. That also means that as he blesses some of us, he will bless you too. Come on. He's no respecter of persons. But the long game, the developing the consistency, the developing the discipline, the developing the skill to be able to be a self-starter without somebody saying good job, without somebody saying you can do it. Y'all, Jesus, I need you to get that. If you are breaking a generational curse and you need somebody to tell you good job, and you need somebody to tell you keep on going, and you need somebody to say you're doing good, and you need somebody to say like this is the right thing, like if you need that external validation, that's contradictory because there's a lot of work that's done in the dark. Oh, I need y'all to feel that. People are celebrated in public for what they do in private. That's one of the things they talked about a lot in the conference today, about what are you doing in your quiet time? What are you doing when nobody is looking? What are you doing? How are you handling your vision, your dream, your gift? How are you handling those goals when nobody is saying, did you do this today? Did you do that today? You did a good job. How can I support you? You are going to, Jesus, I wish somebody would have told me this when I was building my brand. You're going to celebrate a lot of wins and a lot of losses by yourself. Everybody's not going to say that was a great speech. That was a great book. I'm glad you launched your business. Everybody's not going to say that. You are going to celebrate. Come on, somebody. You are going to celebrate a lot of wins and a lot of losses by yourself. And you need to be okay with that. You know why? Because you're not doing it for their validation. You're not doing it for their stamp of approval. You're not doing it for them to tell you good job. You're doing it because you have made a decision to break that generational curse. Guys, I'm known for credit. Do you think that I was in the 3rd or 4th grade or 5th grade saying I want to be a credit consultant? I want to be a credit expert? Guys, I used to hide that I used to work for TransUnion because I got sick of people asking me credit questions. And the thing I was running from was actually my blessing. Y'all not hearing me. Some of y'all have something that God told you to do, something that's in your belly. You're supposed to be working on. You're supposed to be manifesting. You're supposed to be building. You have something you're supposed to be doing and you're being disobedient. And that's why nothing is working, because you're out of alignment. He said, son, you're supposed to be doing this. Daughter, you're supposed to be doing this. But you over here doing the easy thing. You over there doing the easy thing because that road is too hard, and you don't realize that that's the road you need to be on to get to your breakthrough, to get to your blessing, to get to your abundance, to get to your prosperity. Guys, teen mom at the age of 17, Jesus, I bought my first house at the age of 21 while only making $14 an hour, leveraging credit. Guys, I'm 46 years old. There was not YouTube. There was not Instagram. There was not Facebook. There wasn't any of those platforms. It wasn't for the likes. It wasn't for subscribers. It wasn't for affiliates. It wasn't for any of that. I was a teen mom from foster care. I wanted stability for my son. Jesus. I wanted a house for my son, because when I found out that I was pregnant at 17 years old in the 11th grade, and I had been already in foster care, in group homes, I had lived in a household with a parent addicted to drugs and drinking alcohol, I said, it stops with me. Somebody put stop in the comments. I said, this stops with me. I said, my son will not grow up like me. This will not be his situation. This will not be his circumstance. Guys, it has to be for something bigger than credit. It has to be for something bigger than for likes and for status. Guys, I didn't do it for that. When I realized that I could leverage credit and change my circumstances, I said, oh my gosh, you mean to tell me because I did some things that I was able to get a mortgage pre-approval, down payment assistance, and get seller's assistance and move myself from out the ghetto in a horrible neighborhood, in a horrible, crappy apartment, move me and my child to a 3-bedroom row home in the suburbs? It was my belief house. It was the first time I realized at 21 years old that there was a system out there. And if I leveraged the system, I could change my circumstances. I could create a different reality. I could write my own story. I could create a legacy. I could build wealth for the purpose of teaching other people how to do it too. So I could reach back and bring some other people through the valley. I had someone say to me at the conference, I know a lot of people that do credit. I know a lot of people that do credit repair. She said, when I hear from you, I hear your heart. I receive from you differently. And you know what I said? Jesus, I needed that message. I'm trying not to cry. I needed that message because credit and finances, if I could be honest with you guys, this is a wealth building ministry. I'm still a single mother of 3. I want to see more people in our community thrive. I want to see more people in our community. Credit and finances is not fun. I have a skill that he gave me. I worked for TransUnion. I'm a board certified credit consultant. It's not fun work to me. Do you know what? When you all have financing problems, when you come to me, you're frustrated, you're overwhelmed, you're irritated, somebody's told you no, you've been scammed. By the time you come to me, I have to cut through all of those barriers to try to help you. Let me say it again. By the time you get to me, how many of you can relate? If you can relate to that, say yes. But people don't come to credit and financial people. A lot of times they come when they've been told no. You've been denied the mortgage. You've been denied the business loan. You've been denied the promotion. You've been denied for an alarm system. You've been denied for a security clearance. Usually by the time you get to me, you're frustrated. You're irritated. You've been scammed before. You're overwhelmed. You're paycheck to paycheck. By the time you get to me, I have to cut through all of that just to help you. Just to help you. I said, God, I didn't ask for this. God, I did not ask for this. But you know what he said to me? You allowed me to use you as a vessel. I gave you a gift. How dare you be selfish and keep it to yourself? I helped you through the valley. I gave you the affliction, not to break you down, daughter, but so you could teach other people how to go through the same process and free themselves and get out that valley and break that generational curse. Sometimes, Jesus, the takeaway, because this is a wealth building ministry, credit is not the goal. Credit is a vehicle to help you get to the goal. We're not buying Rolexes and Ferraris and red bottoms. We are buying houses. We are buying businesses. We are retiring our spouses. We are having scholarship funds. We are having the nonprofit. We're having the community center. I'm not saying don't live life and have fun. I'm saying there is a bigger purpose when you're tied to a wealth building ministry, because his word says a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. So the takeaway, guys, is sometimes it doesn't look like what you expected. I never expected to be the credit expert. I never asked to be the credit expert. What I did ask is, God, can you get me out of this situation? God, can you save my son? God, can you give me a way to not have my children experience what I experienced? And he answered the call. and it was not what I expected. But as I have grown in my walk with God, as I have grown as an entrepreneur, as I have grown as a mother, as I have grown as a believer, as I have grown as a woman, I realized that He answered my prayer to not only save my family and my boys, but to be a change agent and to go back and help other people thrive. I didn't say make me an expert at credit. I said help me move my child to a safe environment. I said help me have stability. Help me have options. Help me not be paycheck to paycheck. Help me not have to get clothes from the Salvation Army. Help me not have to go to the grocery store and put groceries back. Help me not have to buy groceries with WIC and be embarrassed. Help me. That was my prayer. My prayer wasn't for a platform. My prayer wasn't for a YouTube. My prayer wasn't for subscribers. My prayer was for a solution to my problem. Y'all are missing what we're doing here. I can give you 10 million videos about credit. Thank you so much. I can give you 10 million videos about credit. That's task driven. That's easy. I need you to understand what to do with it and why we're doing it. And I need you to also teach your sons, your daughters, your nephews, your nieces, your brothers, your sisters. I need you to lead by example. I need you to be responsible. Some of us have been blessed with things and then it got all taken away. And we're like, God, why did you take that job? Why did you take that car? Why did you take that house? Why did you take that opportunity? And He said, son, daughter, because when I gave it to you, you weren't a good steward over it. You weren't grateful. It wasn't enough. I gave you a house, the house wasn't big enough. I gave you a car, the car wasn't nice enough. I gave you a business, the business didn't make enough money. I gave you the job promotion, it wasn't the title you wanted. I gave you a blessing. Come on, somebody. I gave you a blessing and you weren't a good steward over it, so I stripped it away. And now we're like, God, can you restore it? Can you give me another chance? One thing I'll say, and one thing they talked about at the conference today, thank you so much for everybody who is sowing a seed. I really appreciate you. Jesus. They talked about forgiveness. For some of you, that blockage is the unforgiveness you're holding in your heart for somebody who did something to you. I don't know if it's a family member, if it's a friend, if it's a relationship, but one thing I do know is that you cannot ask for elevation. You cannot ask for increase. You cannot ask for the overflow. You cannot ask to be a leader, to be a shepherd of His people, and you're still holding things like revenge, doubt, fear, anger, unforgiveness. You have to release it. Some of you, that's your blockage. You have to release it. I forgave my mom. She was addicted to drugs. She was addicted to alcohol. She had some tough things happen to her. There wasn't motivational speakers back then. There wasn't YouTube University back then. Jesus, for some of us, we need to learn to give people some grace. Somebody put grace in the comments. We need to give people some grace. And let me tell you what was said at this conference today. I think ET's actually one that said it, that made it hit home for me. We don't want to forgive people in our lives. Yes, what they did was wrong. But how many of you understand that forgiveness is about us releasing it, not about them being right or wrong? And how many times has our Father forgiven us? How many times have we made mistakes? How many times have we said, God, I'm so sorry, I won't do it again. God, if you get me out of this situation, I won't do it again. God, I'm so sorry. How many times has our Father, look, Jesus died on the cross for our sins. God forgives us over and over and over and over and over again. But let somebody do something to us, that's it, we cut them off, we ain't never forgiven them. Nope, they don't get no grace. Nope, they're not. You have to be perfect 100% of the time. Yes, I went through some things because my mom struggled. Absolutely, I did. And at some point, I can't change the past. At some point, I have to release. Somebody put release in the comments. Some of you, if you would release some of that doubt, some of that fear, some of that anger, some of that resentment, some of that anxiety. So if you would release some things, Jesus, if you would release some things and get some things out of your system, that he could fill you back up with everything you need for this season. You have to let some things go on this journey. You have to elevate to a person you've never been before. You have to not just talk about it, be about it. You have to actually release, actually forgive, actually start reading, actually start eating right, actually get a coach, actually get in that environment, in that community. You have to actually start doing the things. Keep the promises you made to you. Forget everybody else. What promises did you make to you? That's what this is about. Jesus. So when I came here today, y'all, if I can be honest, I have been really struggling with what direction I want to take my brand in. I can help you with credit. I can help you with business credit. I can help you with real estate. And I really said, God, I think they're missing what this is. I think they're missing the wealth building ministry part. I think they're missing why I started all of this. And maybe and I'll take this back, that I need to be more transparent about my story, my journey. That's only one of the many, many, many times that me having a skill in this area has changed the outcome, of a serious situation, has changed now, guys, my boys, they have been exposed to a different life. They've been exposed to, come on, it's not about a credit score. It's about changing your zip code. Some of y'all need to send your kids to a better school. You want to live in a different neighborhood. That's not something I play around with. I'm a mother. I don't play. And mind you, I'm just going to say this right here. And I didn't think I was going to go here, but there's actually more men that follow me than women, which I had no idea. There's more men that follow me than women. And you want to know part of the reason why, when I really dug into this, these analytics and some of the feedback, is because men, kings, I'm speaking to you, are our protectors and our providers. So a lot of men are following content and following information about wealth building and real estate and finances because they do. They want to buy the bigger house. They want their wife to not work 2 jobs. They want to retire their mom and their dad. They want to send their kids to all the maybe your child does sports and they want to send you to all the conferences and all those things. Just because I'm a woman, come on somebody, I have 3 sons. Just because I'm a woman, you're not relating to me from the fact of being a woman. You're relating to me from the fact that you have a mother, you have a wife, you have a girlfriend, you have a sister, you have an auntie, and you want to do better. I'm speaking to the kings and to the queens. God said, Terry, now is not the time to quit. Now is the time to go harder. But you have to be better. This is me being better at you understanding why this is serious. The credit part is task driven. That part is easy. I can tell you how to delete this, how to delete that. I need you to move with a sense of urgency. We are in June. You can end July with a tangible result, but you have to get serious about it. Somebody put urgent in the comments. If you understand, if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, how much longer are you going to wait? Real talk. When is going to be the perfect time? There's no such thing as a perfect time. Now you start the business. Now you start the side hustle. Now you start working on your credit. Now you buy the property. Now you invest in the bit. Now you invest in Wealth on Water. Now you invest in Patreon, the course. When is it? There's always going to be something. You're going to, now's not a good time. 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 You're going to wake up and be 75 years old, and the people you were trying to bless will have moved on. You did not change their reality. You did not lead by, look, I'm being real. Can I talk real to you? You did not lead by example because you kept on putting it off. There's no such thing as the right time. And right now in 2025, when we're going through all these changes with our government, with religion, with AI, with our society, y'all, how many of y'all know that 2025 has brought a lot of uncertainty? I need you to understand now more than ever, it is urgent for you to get your finances, to get your credit, to get multiple streams of income. You cannot rely on one job and one paycheck and feel safe and stable. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm just going to be honest with you. God forbid, Jesus, I didn't mean to go here. God forbid that there's an emergency and you need to move your family. You need to get a hotel room. You need to rent a car. You lose your job and you need to feed your children. You need to pay your mortgage for 6 months. Y'all, I'm being serious. Do you know how many times when things got dark, I had to buy groceries with credit cards? Listen, can I be real with y'all today? Is that the intended use for them? Absolutely not. Did it get me through a dark season when I didn't have mommy, didn't have daddy, don't have a husband, don't have brothers and sisters? I'm an only child, and now both of my parents are deceased. I don't have a safety net. I don't have the luxury of not being successful. Do you know how many times that I had to just go buy something, buy their winter jacket on a credit card, pay some utility? Like, I'm just being real with y'all. That was a season for me. Now that I'm here, I don't forget those times. They humble me. I'm not going to get up here and act like I was a multimillionaire every single day. That's the problem. I need to tell you about the days where I didn't have the money, where I had shut off notices, where I had a foreclosure, where I had a bankruptcy, where a car got repoed. This wasn't always my life. Are you kidding me? I grew up in poverty. Jesus. And it's because I experienced that now when I got delivered from that, I said, I will never go back to living like that. I will never. Somebody put never in the comments. The amount of never, my boys will never experience that. Never. Not on my watch. Some of y'all need to get a not on my watch spirit. I said, I will never, ever, ever live in an environment like that again. I will never live in an environment where I don't feel safe, where my car is broken into, where there's people smoking and drinking on a corner. I'm not ever going to put my boys in an environment where they have to go to school, they have to worry about gunshots. I will never have them grow up like that. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. Jesus. So when I bought that first house at 21, I never looked back. I retired myself from corporate America at the age of 38. I have been a self-employed entrepreneur and investor since the age of 38. Property owner, real estate investor since 21. But how did my story start? That's why I'm so passionate about this, guys. I have courses. I have Patreon. You can invest in my sessions one-on-one with me. I have a team. I have free content on YouTube. I have done everything in my power to pour back into the community. And the people, it's too much time. I don't have time to watch a 15-minute video. Really? When the outcome of that is you increasing your credit score and buying a house and changing your zip code so you can get your children to a safe neighborhood? Really? Well, then you know what? I'm talking to the wrong person, because I'm talking to, come on somebody, if you're following me, if you're on this channel, then you're somebody who you don't mind sacrificing some time, money, and energy to change your circumstances, because it's not about you, because there's somebody depending on your transformation. When I got to this other side, I said, God, when I went through some really dark days, Jesus, when I went through some really dark days, I said, God, if you bring me through this valley, I will glorify your name and I will bring other people through the valley too. I made a promise. Y'all, I didn't know I was going to have a YouTube. I didn't know I was going to be a speaker. I didn't know I was going to have courses. Those are all ways that I deliver information to you to change your circumstances. But my heart, my story, I can't put that in a course. I can barely put it into a YouTube video. Can't put that into a coaching session. I want to get on here and talk to you today. Is it okay if I talk to you today? I promised him that it's not because of me. I asked him to deliver me from them situations, and you know what? He did. And did I have dark days after that? Absolutely. And every single time he showed up. Didn't always show up when I wanted him to. He didn't always show up in the way I wanted him to, but he always showed up. Guys, this wealth building ministry is very, 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 very different. Very different than anything else on YouTube. Very different than these other. And Jesus. I only know how to be me. And I only know how to be obedient to my calling. You have people that talk about money and they don't put God in it. And you have people that talk about God and they don't talk about wealth building. His word says exceedingly and increasingly above. His word says a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. You cannot leave an inheritance if you don't take the time to build wealth. Nowhere in the Bible does it say you're supposed to be broke, busted, and disgusted. If you actually read the Bible, it talks more about wealth. It talks about real estate. It talks about ownership. It talks about marriage and covenant. Have you read it? Have you really? He gives us the ability, come on somebody, the ability to produce wealth. How? By using our gifts. What is my gift? Speaking life, my mouthpiece. How do I know what to speak? Because he put me through the affliction and I made it through the other side, and now I'm honoring my word. Jesus. So the takeaway, we're in June. Guys, don't play around with this. What is it you're trying to do? You don't want a 700, you don't want an 800. A credit score is not the goal. What do you want to do? What do you need to do? What promises did you make to you? What promises did you make to your family? What did you say out of your mouth? What have you been procrastinating on? Guys, your blessing is on the other side of you taking action and eliminating the excuses. Guys, when I left my job, I didn't have a strategy. I didn't have a plan. There wasn't AI. I just knew that I was called to a bigger purpose, and I trust him, and I got to work. That's it. I trusted him and I got to work. That doesn't mean I say I'm a self-employed entrepreneur and I work for 30 minutes a day when I had a job, I was working 9-10 hours that was for somebody. You have to work your business like a business. Work your side hustle like a business. Work your hobby like a business. If you want business results, you have to work it like a business. If you want hobby results, then work it like a hobby. But one thing I know in 2025, one thing that COVID taught us is that relying on one job with one paycheck is dangerous. Everybody's not meant to be a self-employed entrepreneur. Everybody is meant to build wealth. Let me say it again. Everybody is not meant to be a self-employed entrepreneur. I'm not saying that. But we all have a gift. We all have somebody depending on us. And he gave us the ability to produce wealth. So get serious about this. I understand, Jesus, that so many of you are dealing with challenges and are dealing with obstacles and are dealing with welfare. Do not let the enemy win. This is not the time when you slow down. This is the time when you speed up. Somebody, if you received a message today, if this was helpful for you, put yes in the comments. Now is the time to speed up. When the warfare is heavy, you speed up. When the challenges increase, you speed up. When obstacles are in your way, you speed up. You do not slow down. That is the time that you speed up. The enemy wants you to give up. The enemy wants you to believe in doubt and believe in fear and to feel hopeless and to feel overwhelmed and feel confused. The one thing I know about our Father is that God is not the author of confusion. You have to get clear about what it is you want, put together the steps to actually execute, and then get to work. Cut the TV off. Stop going to the girls' trips, the guys' trips, the happy hour. Stop being at every single event and get to work. Can you sacrifice in a season to get what you want for a lifetime? Nobody said you had to hustle forever. If you do it the right way, that's one thing we're talking about, wealth on water. If you do it the right way, you have to build it right one good time. One good time. Can you sacrifice for 3 to 6 months, for 6 to 12 months, and build your empire and build your vision and work on your purpose? Can you sacrifice in a season to get what you want for a lifetime? Nobody said you had to grind forever. Stop thinking you're going to be a multimillionaire in 90 days. Stop listening to these people. Talking nonsense. It took them 15 years to build their business. Now they selling you a course to get rich in 90 days. Y'all, I'm talking to somebody. It took them 15 years to make $1 million. And now they selling you a course that tells you you can make $1 million in 90 days. The devil is a lie, and I'll bind it up. It doesn't happen overnight. But does it happen if you get to work? Absolutely. Absolutely. Come on, y'all. Stop. It's going to take some work. And it's going to take some focus. And it's going to take some sacrifice. And it's going to be the best thing you've ever done in your life. I cannot tell you how many losses I took with my business. I cannot tell you how many dark days, how many times clients didn't pay and things fell through and opportunities didn't happen and all kinds of things. I cannot tell you how many times when I said, God, you told me to trust you and this don't look like what you showed me. I cannot tell you how many times I have had dark days building my brand, and it is by far one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. Look at all of you. You would not be connected to me if I didn't just get to work. With all of the good and all of the bad, I would do it over and over again 1,000,000%. And more importantly, Jesus, my boys. Mom, I'm so proud of you. Mom, you working late? Do you need some tea? Mom, I can't wait to buy my first house. Mom, what kind of entrepreneur do you think I should be? Mom, I'm interested in photography. Do you think I can have a photography business? Mom, this is a really pretty house. I like our neighborhood. Mom, our new school is awesome. I can't put a price tag on that. Come on, somebody. Somebody put priceless in the comments. Some things are priceless. Had I not taken the time when it was hard, when I didn't have all the answers, when I didn't have sponsors, I didn't have collaboration, I didn't have a big network, had I not taken the time to build it and just get started, I would not be here today. Everybody, I need y'all to get this. It's my last thing. Everybody has a day one. Your first client, your first follower, your first subscriber, your first day in business. We all start at zero. I started at zero. Don't look at, I've been self-employed since 38. Don't look at where I am now. It didn't look like this when I started. It looked like a laptop, a cell phone, a printer, and God. And my goals written on dollar store poster board taped to my dining room wall. Every day I looked at my goals. Every day I looked at my affirmations on a piece of pink poster board from the dollar store that I wrote my goals and affirmations on with a black Sharpie. That's what the first 3 years in business looked like. As I was helping people buy houses, as I was helping people build their business, as I was helping people get business credit, I was doing it from my dining room table and my laptop and my cell phone and my printer and my goals taped to the wall. Because all the money I was making, I was reinvesting back into my business. That's how I got a commercial office. That's how I got employees. That's how I got systems. I didn't get money and buy a mansion. I didn't get money and buy a Rolex. I didn't get money and buy red bottoms. I bought money and I reinvested back into my dream. I sowed a seed. I said, God, I trust you. I would like to move right now, but let me just get this software. God, I trust you. I want to move right now, but let me hire this employee. God, I trust you. I really want to move right now, but let me go ahead and update, get a brand new laptop, a new cell phone, and hire a coach. God, I trust you. God, I trust you. God, I trust you. God, I trust you. But let me be a good steward. Let me be faithful. Let me plant a seed into myself. Some of y'all, Jesus, some of you need to sow your own seeds on your own good soil for your own vision. Sow a seed into you. Sometimes that seed is sowing into training, sowing into coaching, sowing into a mastermind. You know how much I've invested in coaches and courses and conferences and masterminds, and you know how those outcomes have been priceless. There was a knowledge gap. I didn't come from a family of entrepreneurs. How many of y'all came from a wealthy family? If you came from a wealthy family, put yes in the comments. If you did not come from a wealthy family, put no in the comments. Nobody in my family is an entrepreneur. Nobody in my family is a real estate investor. Nobody in my family had left an inheritance. Nobody in my family was building wealth. Yes, I have a gift. What did I say in the beginning? Talent is 10%. Talent is 10%. The other 90%, you need a coach. You need training. You need a conference. You need to hear from somebody who's already done the thing you're trying to do. Not your co-workers, not your brother, not your sister, not your bestie, not your neighbor, not the lady at church. From somebody who has done the thing you're trying to do. And not only has done it consistently, but has taught other people how to do it. You have to sow some seeds into your own dream. Jesus. So the takeaway here is that it's urgent. You start now with what you have. Some of you do need to invest in a coaching session. Some of you do need to be at Wealth on Water. Some of you do need some training. Stop being with a closed fist. You have to have an open fist to give, and you have to have an open fist to receive. That was for somebody. Stop living your life with a closed fist. If your relationship with money is that you hoard it because you have a scarcity mindset, that's why you're not attracting more wealth. You have to have an open fist to give and to receive. Who could you bless if you were living in abundance? Who could you help? What could you start? Where could you go? What experiences could you give your family, your community, the causes that are near and dear to your heart? You have to have an open fist to receive and to give. Amen. So the next steps, guys. Stop making a credit score the goal. I want you to think about what you want to use the credit for. Credit is a vehicle to help you get to the goal. It is not the end result. Some of you do need to invest in resources. I'll put my links below. I'm not even going to talk about anything specifically. I'm here to help. I'm telling you why I'm helping. And if you have $0.00, that's absolutely okay. I have over 1,000 free videos on YouTube. This is a wealth building ministry. The credit part is honestly the easiest part. I need you to change your heart posture about this. I need you to hear my heart posture. I need you to understand what we're doing and why we're doing it. Because there's somebody depending on your transformation. Amen? All right, y'all. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I'm at the conference. I have not eaten yet. But I really just wanted to talk to you from my heart, because as I spoke to everybody today, so many people are dealing with the same traumas and they're still showing up. I need you to show up for yourself, for your family, for your goals, despite what's going on around you, despite your circumstances. Getting wealth, elevating your situation does not stop life from happening. I need your prayer to be, not that these things go away, but God, Jesus, increase my strength, increase my focus, increase my discernment, increase my discipline, increase my consistency, increase my faith, increase my hope. God, put me in a season of kingdom connections, of overflow and abundance. God, equip me with the tools I need, with the skills that I need. Equip me with the heart posture. Equip me with the clear mind and a clean heart. Equip me with everything I need in this season to glorify your name and to make the vision reality. God, you would not have given me the vision if you didn't also give me the ability to make it happen. God, use me as a vessel. I have been weak. I've had some setbacks, Jesus. I've had some dark days. I was not always obedient. God, I've made some mistakes. God, clean it up and forgive me. Give me one more chance. God, I've made some mistakes. God, I've made some mistakes. God, I've made some mistakes, but I'm ready now. You can still use me. I've made some mistakes, but you can still use me. Increase my strength. Increase my focus, increase my discipline, help me to set boundaries, help me to cut off the people, places, and things that are not serving me in this season because somebody is depending on me. God, I am tired of living like this. Some of y'all are not tired enough yet. Some of y'all have not moved because you have not gotten frustrated enough with your situation. Some of you have not taken action because you're fed up, but you're not fed up enough. Some of y'all have not taken that. You haven't invested in anything more. You know you need training. You know you need a coach. You know you need to be in Patreon. You know you need to be at Wealth on Water. You know you need help. But you're irritated, but not irritated enough. You're uncomfortable, but not uncomfortable enough. You're frustrated, but not frustrated enough. I bind it up. You need to get out of being comfortable and really get fed up with your situation for real. Because one thing I've learned is that people move when it is time, when it is urgent for them. They take action when they are fed up for real. Some of y'all have not gotten to your breaking point yet. And everything I said today is going to go right. You're going to be fired up and you're going to get off and you're going to watch some TV and go to bed and nothing's going to change. And guess what? If nothing changes, nothing changes. Period. If nothing changes, nothing changes. You have to change your behaviors, change your habit, change your environment, change who you're talking to, change what you're spending your time on. If nothing changes, nothing changes. You have to get fed up. Guys, I didn't start working on buying a house when I just just out of the blue. I didn't work on wealth building out of the blue. When I became a mom at 17, I said, oh, it ends here. It was bigger than me. It was bigger than me. When I thought about Jesus, everything I had went through in foster care, in group homes, with my mom addicted to drugs, being left home with no adults and being in scary places and experiencing scary things. When I thought about those things, and then I found out I was going to be a mom, I said, absolutely not. If I have it in my ability to change the circumstances for my son, I will do everything in my power to make sure that he will never experience anything I experienced in those situations. And he helped me do it. And I've never looked back. And now I'm here helping other people. My kingdom assignment, it's the last thing I'm going to say to you. My kingdom assignment is to help more people in our community to thrive. My skill, my knowledge, skills, and experience is credit and finances. It's not the goal. It's a vehicle to help you change your situation. It's duplicatable. It's available to black, white, brown, yellow, green, male, female, young, old. Do y'all understand how powerful it is to look good on paper and to have opportunities and options? I can teach a system because it's duplicatable. If it was unique to just me, that doesn't work. It's a duplicatable system. But I didn't move until it was bigger than me. Somebody put bigger in the comments. It has to be bigger than you. So as you end the night, look, I haven't even eaten yet, y'all. Some of you getting delivered. As you end the night and you go to sleep, I want you to think about Jesus. I want you to think about what your dream life looks like. Where do you live? What do you do every day? Do you work? Are you an entrepreneur? Is it somewhere hot? Is it somewhere cold? Are you married? Are you not married? Where do your kids go to school? What does your dream life look like? What does your life right now look like? Where is that gap? Where can you fix it? How can you get a little bit closer to that dream life? Because one thing I know about our Father, we serve a big God. We serve a big, big God, Jesus, that wants us to live in abundance and prosperity. We serve a big God. I know that he would not have given you the vision if he did not also give you the ability to make it happen. There are people who do not desire to break generational curses. They don't desire to buy a house. They don't desire to start a business. They don't desire to build legacy. That's not their desire. But if you follow me, if you're part of this wealth building ministry, I know he already gave you the vision. He gave it. You wouldn't, Jesus, you wouldn't go this hard if you didn't already see it. So now is the time that we take it from being a vision to being tangible in our hands. How do we start that? The very next best step. One thing at a time to get us to that next thing. So as you go to bed tonight, think about what your dream life looks like and what is the very next best step. What do you need to do? What tangible results can you have in the next 3 to 6 months that will change the circumstances for not only for you, but for your family? And understand that I'm here as a resource. I'm here as a guide. I'm here as a testimony. I'm here as a believer. I'm here as a teacher. I'm here as a trainer. I'm here as a coach. I have free videos on YouTube. I have trainings. I have Patreon as an investment of like $30 a month. This is not about services and stuff. This is about me saying, if you need my help, I would be honored to help you. I would be honored to be part of your story, be part of your testimony. These are the ways that I can help you. I can't take it all out of my brain and just transfer it. Like, I'm being serious, y'all. I can't take my knowledge, skills, and experience and just transfer it to you. I have to teach it to you. I only can teach it certain ways. Videos, coaching, courses, training, mastermind. Guys, have you realized I put together stuff in every single level, from free to premium. Why? So I can serve everybody. I don't serve one community. I don't serve $1 amount. I have things in every tier so I can serve everybody. Because once you gain the knowledge, it's priceless. The outcomes, the return on investment. Once you get the knowledge, that's priceless. So it has to be bigger than you. Amen. And y'all, I'm so sorry. I don't even have my glasses on, so I can't see all of your comments. But I thank you for everybody who has joined tonight. I thank you for allowing me to be part of your story. I thank you for following and for subscribing and for believing in me. I thank you for when you guys invest in services, when you like, when you share, when you comment. I am grateful, Jesus. I'm grateful that God has allowed me to use my gift to serve other people. And I'm grateful for you, and I'm thankful to you. And if there's anything that I could be doing more of, like, leave me comments on my videos. I don't always get to them all right away, but I try my very best. I'm in Patreon the most. But just know that I'm here as a resource, and understand that it was so much bigger than me. You all are important to me. Our community, our Wealth Warrior community, is not meant to be millions and millions of people, at least not yet, right? It's about the right people. And I know if you follow me, if you subscribe, if you're part of Patreon, if you're in our mastermind, then that means you're working on some things. That also means you have some warfare you're dealing with. And that's why I wanted you to know the warfare is part of the process. I need you to fight through it so you can get to the next level. Amen. All right, y'all, have a good night. I love you. I'm going to take a nap and get something to eat. And I have to get up early in the morning. Have an amazing night. And know that I love you and I appreciate you. Good night, y'all.